Now, this video should be what would be considered as a feel-good story, but I want you to hear the details because sometimes even when you go above and beyond and do everything right, there is still the potential for a hell of a lot to go wrong. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. This is about a driver whose passenger had a stroke in her vehicle. Listen to how humble and pro-Uber, pro-ride-sharing this woman is, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about.
To become an Uber driver, some of the requirements include having a driver's license and passing a vehicle inspection. What is not required is being able to properly handle a medical emergency. But one Lincoln driver went above and beyond after finding herself in that situation just a few weeks ago. 1011 Sam Cobb joins us in the studio with more on the story of one Uber ride where kindness took the wheel.
Since 2016, Lynette Gentry has completed more than 2,700 rides for Uber. Her profile lists her as a diamond-level driver, the highest status one can achieve. But perhaps her most incredible achievement is one that you can't find on her profile. Lynette drives according to her own standards, taking pride in being the one to help transport the residents of Lincoln in her black Hyundai. She refers to each rider as a VIP, very important passenger, though her favorite may just be Don Kubik. He was a regular passenger of hers, and just a few weeks ago, on June 24th, suffered a stroke while in her car, less than a mile from his destination. But it may have been the best place for both of them to be. Lynette sprung into action, calmly calling an ambulance and staying with Don until help arrived.
It's okay. You're going to be just fine. I am here. I'm not leaving you. And he says, you're not going to leave me? I said, no.
I knew at that point I was fine. Because she was there.
I had no hesitation. I was here until the end. And that's what I did. And Don and I are friends to this day.
Don recovered well, and when he was discharged from the hospital, it was Lynette that picked him up and gave him a ride home, going above and beyond the point A to point B transportation required. As Don told me, that's just who she is. While Uber doesn't pair the two together for rides as often as it used to, the two have exchanged phone numbers. Lynette often texts Don just to check up on how he's doing, and both of them refer to one another as a lifelong friend. You'll be able to hear more from both Don and Lynette tonight at 10.
A stroke in the vehicle. She made it clear to the passenger, I'm not going anywhere, stayed with him until he received medical attention and was the first to pick him up at the hospital. Now, if you noticed in the beginning of the video, I kind of got a kick out of them saying she's been driving since 2016. She has 2,700 rides under her belt, and she's referred to as a diamond-level driver. Now, to the folks who know nothing about rideshare, this seems like she's really, really dedicated. But anybody that's in the business, this ain't shit. You've been driving since 2016, and you only got 2,700 trips. You don't drive very much. That's like 8 years. So you've been driving for 8 years. I mean, she's doing less than 400 trips per year. So that's not much in terms of rideshare. She's certainly doing it part-time, barely. Nevertheless, I wanted to talk about, and by the way, the whole diamond level status that they said she is a diamond level status driver. I'll try not to get too far into the expletives, but F the diamond level. I mean, that just simply means in most cases, you do whatever the hell Uber tells you to do, often at a cost to yourself. I'll just ask you folks in the comments. I know I got a hell of a lot of veteran drivers that tune in. How many of you are diamond level drivers? How many of you even aspire to reach that? Because based on my own analysis over the years, the only way you're going to become a diamond level driver is to do things that are unprofitable, such as take most trips they send you. And a lot of trips they send you are bullshit. I mean, well over half of the trips that Uber sends drivers in many markets are not profitable. So you can't reach diamond level status unless you're taking all the trips. So let me know in the comments, how many of you are diamond level status? To me, it's hilarious. But just continuing on, because I stated, even sometimes when you do everything right, things can still go wrong. Notice in the video she says that she waited for medical attention to arrive, let the passenger know I'm here with you. And then at the end, she says, she showed up to pick him up from the hospital and states that they don't pair us up as often as they used to. We exchanged phone numbers and became really good friends. Fact is, Uber and Lyft don't want you doing that. Because what's going to happen if she's used to taking him somewhere all the time and they exchange phone numbers and become friends? We already know what's going to happen. They're going to cut Uber out of the picture. And we know Uber don't want that. Uber wants as much money as they can get. But if you're picking up the same person over and over again, and you're not trying to make them a private client, you're not worth the damn weight you take in regards to the job. Anybody you pick up routinely over and over and over again, you should be trying to make them into a private client. Now, yes, Uber and Lyft frowns upon it. And if they find out, they're likely to deactivate your account entirely. But keep in mind, Uber in many markets is taking anywhere from 40 to as high as 80% of the fare. So if you're picking up the same person over and over again, you got 40 to 80% of what they're paying to move around. You could tell the passenger, I'll give you a 30% discount. And then you keep the other remaining 50%. I mean, there's a lot of money to play around with when Uber and Lyft are taking as large of a cut as they are. So yeah, if you're picking up the same person every darn day or fairly frequently, and you're not trying to make them into a private client, you don't know the game very well. I gotta assume just about all of my veteran drivers out there either have made private clients out of Uber and Lyft passengers or have some of them still. I mean, I've had dozens of them over the years. Drop somebody off at the airport, you're having a conversation, and they tell you, on Monday, I can't wait to get back, I got to do something. What time you coming back on Monday? I mean, it's as simple as that. I could be at the airport to pick you up. Hell, how about this? You can pay, give me 30% less than what you're paying right now. It's as simple as that. Who the hell's going to turn down 30% less? Private clients. That should be the way to go. But getting back to the story, based on what she's talking about, how she said she considers each rider a VIP, and she told the guy, I'm not leaving the state there without hesitation. She's a diamond status driver. This woman is doing this shit for charity. That's my humble opinion. Anybody that sounds and talks like her, which, hey, sounds great. Great customer service, all of that good stuff. But, for the most part, this sounds like a driver that is driving for charity. A lot of drivers just like ride sharing because it gives them something to do, particularly retirees or folks who are disabled and can't do many other jobs. They enjoy this because it helps them get out of the house, get out and about, and meet people. They're not really focused on the actual income. Maybe they live on a fixed income, they're retired, they got enough money coming in, a pension or something like that, so they're not doing it for the money. And this woman kind of sounds like that, with 2,700 trips under her belt since 2016. So she's driving part-time, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, but the diamond level status really tripped me up. So let me know in the comments, are you diamond level? Have you ever been diamond level status? Wow. And last but not least, with the reputation that Uber has, particularly with drivers and even some passengers as being a really immoral company, they should do something to highlight drivers like this. I mean, she possibly could have saved this man's life while he was, dealing with a medical emergency. They should, how hard would it be to send this woman flowers or a $50 gift card to Target or something like that? I mean, Uber is a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company. Why not look out for passengers like this or drivers like this? It's in the news and all of that. But we know how Uber and Lyft, we know how they operate. And like we always say in many of our more violent videos, even if you lose your life on the job, they're not going to send even a card or anything to your family, no flowers at your funeral, nothing. They literally give you what they promise to give you and nothing more. No matter how good your service is, they are not going to acknowledge you to any significant degree at all. And this diamond level status stuff, it ain't worth the perks of it. You literally are paying to become a diamond level driver. But let me know in the comments. As always, feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.